Allah Akbar.
I don't judge people who they are. I respect them if they respect me.
Noor's parents immigrated from Pakistan to Germany and then from Germany to the US more than 30 years ago. And Nur Ali's younger brother is taking the lead in launching his brother's professional NASCAR career.
Most of the times, elder brothers are taking care of younger brothers, but here, younger brother is taking care of the elder brother. What's going on here, Amar?
Yeah, no, I think when it comes to Noor's career, that's a responsibility I take very seriously.
If any competition wants Ali Motorsports to be a part of their race, then Amar is the guy you have to convince first.
I am responsible for managing which direction his career goes, which series we're involved with, what teams we operate with. I'm responsible for the motorsports budget entirely, acquiring sponsorship. So to some extent, I am taking care of my older brother, but at the end of the day, I'm taking care of my family.
As his day job, Amar is taking care of their family business of retail store outlets. An attorney by profession, Amar has put aside his own career to help manage his elder brother's, at times demanding and extremely time-consuming racing endeavor.
We believe very confidently in Nur. We do believe that what he's doing is very unique. He's a special breed, and you don't get a lot of folks like that in a lifetime. I'm lucky that Nur is not a stranger to me, but he's my brother. He's my best friend, and I'm lucky that the special breed is in my own family. And I've got a thoroughbred racehorse. I'm gonna let him race.
Critics argue that because of the actions of a few bad apples, these days when you talk about Muslims, you hear words like suicide bomber, terrorist, Taliban, fundamentalists. But hang on a second, a Muslim race car driver?
So do you get comments like these that, hey Nur, what's a Muslim doing driving race cars?
Yes, I do. I not only get comments, I also get stares. You know, mostly just, not negative stares. Of course, maybe a few negative stares here and there. I mean, you can't satisfy everybody, but most of it is, huh? You know what I mean? It's just, wow. You know, there is a Muslim racing in America or a Muslim racing in a series that is predominantly
White.
Yeah, mainstream America.
Does that mean that minorities within the US have started to pave their way into motorsports?
Minorities are gonna be breaking into this sport. There has been a few African Americans. There has been a Hispanic driver such as Juan Pablo Montoya racing in NASCAR. And I'm gonna be bringing in a new ethnicity or new diversity to the series, which is gonna be Asian Americans, Muslim Americans. So yeah, people look at me and say, huh? But you know what? It's all good. It's all good, it's all fun, and it's all positive.
But if Nur had been of any other faith tradition, would that have made any difference at all? What about his teammates?
Strategy based on, like an F1, great, a right-hander and then a left-hander meeting. That's what's attractive.
And the fact that you are a Christian.
Christian, Catholic, yeah.
And Nur is a Muslim.
Right.
You don't have any problems with that?
I don't judge people who they are. I respect them if they respect me, and I don't have a problem with that. I was raised up to be an honest person, you know, and get along with everybody. I ain't against nobody, you know.
But you know, there's a lot of misperception that Americans have problems with Muslims. Do you sense that too?
No, I don't. I really don't think of that, really. You know, I mean, since when 9/11 happened, you know, and everything went down and stuff, and people saying bad people and stuff, I mean, it was wrong what happened, but I just don't believe in that, I guess. You know, I get along with everybody, you know. I got my own life to deal with, you know.
Did you ever feel like Muslims have done any harm to you or anything like that?
I feel like they did any harm to me? No.
But when a race car driver is hitting 160 miles per hour on the racetrack, religion will be the last thing on his mind.
Religion doesn't matter in your when you guys are racing on the tracks, right?
Right.
So, what matters to you?
Making a living, I guess, you know, enjoying the life, you know, and, just stay out of trouble and just do what I like to do and follow my dreams, you know. But like I say, I like race cars a lot, and that's what I stick with, you know.
Went on to win that race and then hoist the trophy at the end.
Expert race car drivers say that one of the key elements to car racing is precision concentration, timing, and a whole lot of guts. To be able to do all of that in synergy, you need a team that can inspire you, motivate you, and help you keep a clear head at all times. The surprising thing is that Rebecca, Nur's team member, is also a Muslim.
I had studied other religions, so I picked up a book about Islam and I began to read. And the more I read, it started giving me verses from the Holy Quran, and this feeling of great peace began to come over me. As I read these verses, I kept studying, and to this day, I keep studying. It's the most wonderful thing I've ever found in my life.
But could their relationship have stayed the same had Rebecca not reverted to Islam?
Nur is such a kind and loving person that I think we would have had some of that closeness already, but it definitely helps us to relate on another level.
For Nur Ali's parents, it was pretty difficult at first to let their eldest child go race car driving. But after Nur's graduation, they knew that nothing can stop him from speed chasing his opponent's red tail lights.
What was that point when you realized that there's no way I can talk him out of this? He will drive fast cars for the rest of his life. Was that his graduation day, as you had mentioned?
After he got the degree, when all the kids were dispersed, he came running to me first and said, "Dad, here's your degree. I want to race. It's time to race." That's what he said.
With speed comes a lot of danger, a lot of risks, a lot of preparations. Most race car drivers aim to arrive alive.
That almost gets collected by the 45 car of Nur Ali.
Some get lucky, some don't. But every time a race car driver hits the racing tracks, there are lots of people praying for his or her safety.
Everyone's praying for you.
Inshallah, thank you.
If God forbid something happens to you, how do you want the world to remember you?
Well, I hope that day never comes, but God forbid, I want them to remember me as the ones that know me personally. You know, I will not meet everybody that sees the show or the fans that are out there, but the ones that I'm surrounded with, the ones that know me, I hope they can tell a story and say, hey, I was a good person. And I'm hoping that Allah gives me 50, 60, 70 more good years so that I can be an older man and go like that. But God forbid, you know, it's the nature of the business. I want people to remember me that he was a great competitor, a winner for the community, and a good human being. Doesn't matter. Good human being. I'm not saying good Muslim. I'm not saying good Christian or good Jew or good Hindu. A good human being. I'm not saying American. I'm not saying Pakistani or Arab or African. Those are just boundaries. The color of your skin, where you live, because you're surrounded by a border that's been mapped out. We're humans at the end of the day. I'm an American, living in America, but I want people to remember me as a good human being.
Even though technological advancements has made it almost impossible for drivers to get hurt, But at the end of the day, driving race cars is a pretty dangerous business. Germany, and then from Germany to the US more than 30 years ago. And Nur Ali's younger brother is taking the lead in launching his brother's professional NASCAR career.
Most of the times, elder brothers are taking care of younger brothers, but here, younger brother is taking care of the elder.
His career goes, which series we're involved with, what teams we operate with. I'm responsible for the motorsports budget entirely, acquiring sponsorship. So to some extent, I am taking care of my older brother, but at the end of the day, I'm taking care of my family.
As his day
I don't judge people who they are. I respect them if they respect me. And
Noor's parents immigrated from Pakistan to Germany.
Brother, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, I think when it comes to Noor's career, that's a responsibility I take very seriously.
If any competition wants Ali Motorsports to be a part of their race, then Amr is the guy you have to convince first.
I am responsible for managing which direction.
Amr is taking care of their family business of retail store outlets. An attorney by profession, Amr has put aside his own career to help manage his elder brother's, at times demanding and extremely time-consuming racing endeavor.
We believe very confidently in Nur.